All right, so I'm going to go over problem 2 from the 2023 AP Statistics free response section. And again, the official solutions aren't going to be out for like a few months, I don't think. So these are going to be my solutions. So just let me know if you have any questions or if you find something funny. Maybe I made like a mistake or something. Just leave it in the comment section and I'll try to get to it as soon as I can. All right, so problem 2. A developer wants to know whether adding fibers to concrete used in paving driveways will reduce the severity of cracking, because any driveway with severe cracks will have to be repaired by the developer. The developer conducts a completely randomized experiment with 60 new homes that need driveways. 30 of the driveways will be randomly assigned to receive concrete that contains fibers, and the other 30 driveways will receive concrete that does not contain fibers. After 1 year, the developer will record the severity of cracks in each driveway on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 representing not cracked at all and 10 representing severely cracked. Okay, part A. Based on the information provided about the developer's experiment, identify each of the following. Okay, so I'm going to sense that this is going to be a big question of debate, and I'm gonna put my reputation on the line, how much I know about stats, but the experimental units are going to be the 60 homes. I'm going to assume that a lot of answers said the 60 driveways, and I even looked at some solutions online and some other videos. They even said 60 driveways. But I'm going to say this is a mistake. The correct answer should be the 60 new homes. Let me try to explain why, because in an easy way to understand, manner. So, well, there's one key thing. It can't be the 60 driveways first off, because there aren't any driveways to begin with. Like, they're gonna create 60 driveways with 30 of them with this concrete that has fibers and the other 30 not containing fibers. See, like, see how it says that need driveways? So there aren't even 60 driveways to begin with. So these can't be the experimental units just because of that. Also, you're selecting the homes. The homes are what you're selecting, and each home is then going to receive that treatment. I guess one way to think of it as as if this might be a stretch, but maybe if you're testing a medication on a person's heart rate. Maybe you're testing this medication low, or let's say you're testing this medication lowers a person's blood pressure, or maybe the heart rate, the pressure on their heart or something like that. And you have 60 people, 60 subjects. The 60 subjects will be the experimental units. It's not going to be the 60 hearts of those 60 subjects. It's going to be the 60 people. Because again, that's going to be by definition, the experimental unit the experimental unit is the smallest collection of individuals to which the treatment can be applied to. So you can't apply more than one treatment to each person and expect to record the data, which it just wouldn't work. So the answer is going to be 60 homes. So I hope I didn't go confuse you all on that, but I'm curious to see what their official answer will be. So I'll keep an eye out for that when it comes out. Okay, the treatment will then be the concrete with fibers and the concrete without the fibers. So they're going to have the driveways made with these fibers, or they're going to make these driveways with the concrete that doesn't have it. And then the response variable is going to be the severity of the cracks in each driveway. So they're going to measure it on a level from 0 to 10, as it says here. 0 representing not cracked at all, and 10 representing severely cracked. Right, part B, describe an appropriate method that the developer could use to randomly assign concrete that contains fibers and the concrete that does not contain fibers to the 60 driveways. Okay, so what they could do is you want to use random assignments, and you can use went with a random number generator, label the 60 homes with 2 digits from 01 to 60, and randomly select 30 unique numbers in this range. Make sure you say unique, or mention that repeats will be ignored, because you can't, if you get like, let's say number 20 twice, the second 20 won't count because you're not going to apply it twice to the same house. So in some way mention that you're not gonna apply the same. Whenever you get a repeat number, you're gonna ignore it and not count it. Maybe you also did like selecting 30 numbers from 30 slips of paper from a hat, where you label the papers from 01 to 60, with each home corresponding to each paper, and you selected 30 papers without replacement, and those 30 papers would either receive the concrete lift fibers in their driveways while the other would not. That's something like that. All right, and the last part, suppose the developer finds that there is statistically significant reduction in the mean severity of cracks in driveways using the concrete that contains fibers compared to the driveways using concrete that does not contain fibers. In terms of the developer's conclusion, what is the benefit of randomly assigning the driveways to either the concrete that contains fibers or the concrete that does not contain fibers? Okay, so you want to basically address or mention that when we use random assignment, that takes care of confounding variables. It basically allows us to say that results won't be due to confounding variables. So variables that may also have influenced the cracking of the driveway that we didn't account for. Maybe like it rained a lot on like 10 of the driveways, or maybe some of the driveways are in an area where like there's a lot of where there's a lot of flooding or something, or maybe something like that. Maybe the weather has higher moisture. There's some other variables that can influence how cracked the concrete could be. So you can mention specific situations or specific examples, but the main thing you want to address is that random assignment allows us to roll out confounding variables as being the cause of the reduction in the severity of the cracking of the driveways. Okay, so I hope that helps. But again, let me know if you have any questions or comments in the comments section. And I will try to follow up with this question as soon as I get the official solution, because I'm sensing this one's going to be one of those that students are kind of really eager to know what the true answer is, as am I, because these types of questions can sometimes be a little not subjective, but I guess somewhat based on the graders judging of your answer, if that makes sense. But anyways, I hope that helps. Good luck.